Welcome to For the Birds with Richard Cole. I'm Donna Davis. Unfortunately, Richard couldn't be here today, but our thoughts are with him because he and his wife Nancy, the founders of Cole's Wild Bird, are celebrating their anniversary this weekend. So hats off to them. They are a wonderful couple, and we're so thankful that they started Cole's Wild Bird products. And so he will be with us next month. Richard is here every first Wednesday of the month at 3 o'clock Eastern Time to be able to answer all your birding questions. So if you do have a question, go ahead and put it in the comments. Let us know where it is you're watching from. And if you have a chance to share the video out, that's great. We love that. But just be interactive and let us know what's going on with you and your birding situation. And we would love to have your comments during the show. But welcome to the show. We have so much to tell you about today. All these exciting Cole's products, feeders, and seed. And we're going to tell you a little bit. We want to give you some ideas for Mother's Day, which is coming up, of course, this Sunday. And also some gift ideas for next month when you'll have Father's Day. So if you're a mom, be sure to tell your family the things that you want that would make a great gift for Mother's Day, because we know many of you watching absolutely love to feed the birds. But if your mother also loves to feed the birds, hopefully we'll give you some great ideas and we'll tell you where to go, because it is not too late to get a great gift for mom. So we're also going to tell you about tips for taking better photos with your smartphones. Many people are sitting outside drinking their coffee and they see a beautiful bird and you just want to take a picture. Maybe you don't have your nice camera there, or you just love to take pictures of birds. But we want to give you some great tips. Every year we do get some photos from smartphones in our contest, and sometimes it's just really the little things that could have made that picture so much better. So we want to tell you some tips from a pro about how to take better pictures with your iPhone, or with your smartphone. So stay with us for that. We'll get started today on hummingbirds. Everybody loves hummers, and right now I'm sure you're seeing hummers at your feeders. So we want to tell you, maybe you have a friend or your mom or an aunt who you think might enjoy feeding the hummers, and maybe you just want to try something new. So our first gift idea is the Cole's Hummer High Rise. It is a beautiful package. It's such a beautiful feeder. You're just going to love this. And yeah, you can see it's just so nice. You can see the hummer so easily with this. It's easy to clean. Your hummingbirds will love it. And it's also got the ant moat there you can use, so you don't have to worry about ants getting into your nectar. This is a Cole's Hummingbird Nectar. It is Nature's Garden. It has 3 different types of sugars in it. Very healthy for your hummers. You love it. There's no measuring. You don't have to keep up with anything. This makes the perfect gift, especially for someone who hasn't ever fed the hummingbirds before, because they don't have to measure out anything. It makes it super easy just to get started and start getting the hummingbirds to come to your yard, and it is just an amazing experience. I love it every year and can't wait for them to come. So Richard Cole, our resident expert, did a video previously where he tells you a little bit about this great gift idea. So we'll go to that now. Tell us a little bit what makes this Cole's Hummer High Rise such a great feeder for the hummers.
There's a couple of things, and I have been doing hummingbirds for a long time, and I've had a lot of different feeders out there. And we developed, started bringing in the Hummer High Rise. I started using it and realized really how much it really helps for certain things. First of all, if you look at the design, it's a bowl type feeder as opposed to a tube on top. The problem with tubes on top is a suspended column of fluid with air at the top. As you change temperatures outside, in the mornings, the sun comes up, that air at the top swells because it heats, pushes fluid out the bottom, it's going to drip. No matter what you do, it's going to drip. So a bowl type doesn't have that problem because the fluid can slightly expand and there's no hot air to push it anywhere. It's just in a bowl. You have a lid over the bowl. And on this particular feeder, if you look, the little rim that they perch on is not out to the side or down, it's up. It's Hummer high rise. When the birds are sitting on that perch, they're up above the rim of the feeder. So the birds on the back side of your feeder are up in your vision line. They're not hidden by the side of the feeder. And the birds have no trouble sitting up there and bending over and going right down into the thing. In fact, I think it's a little easier for them to reach into the holes on that because the perch is up higher. And we've observed them, and they love it. They love these feeders. And cleanup is pretty darn nice with these things too.
That's my
I've
favorite
got
thing.
pretty much
It's
all
so
I'm using
easy.
now. Yeah.
What'd you say?
It says that's about the only kind of feeder I'm using now. I'm looking out here on the porch. There's the feeders. They're Hummer high rises, and I can just walk in with two of them, sit them in the sink, just dump them out, rinse them out, add some pre-made fluid in there. We're going to talk about the hummingbird nectar in a minute too, and just put the cap back on, take it right back out, and hang it up. So easy to clean. There's no problems with it.
I run it
And
through the dishwasher. That's how lazy I am.
and you can,
But it works.
absolutely.
It's so easy, and they're perfectly clean after that, and that's what they get. Change out the nectar about once a week or so. I love that Richard is so knowledgeable, and when he talks about the food and the seed, he just gets so excited about it, and that is just contagious. He also can get a hummingbird to land on his finger, which I think is absolutely amazing. So one other tip for you about hummingbirds: you don't have to worry about trying to boil the water. Richard has said many times, you can just get warm water or hot water right out of your tap. You just mix it with a 4-to-1 ratio, of course, 4 parts water to 1 part sugar. You just mix it all up, and it will dissolve. The sugar will dissolve in the water with just hot water out of the tap. Richard told me this. It's made things so much easier because now I can just make it up so quickly. This is my feeder, and I will tell you the Cole's Hummer High Rise is a brighter red, and this one has faded because I've had it for so many years, but it's been a great feeder. I just pop off that top and wash it in the dishwasher. And so super easy, and Mom would love a Cole's Hummer High Rise. And we also want to tell you about a few of the other gifts, and Richard Cole has this video.
Oh, Blazing Hot Blend we've talked about the hot meats a lot, which is pure sunflower meats infused with habanero chili pepper oil, the concentrate, so it's extremely hot. Birds absolutely love this stuff. Most other animal type things will not eat it.
Animal type things.
Blazing Hot is more like a regular birdseed mix with the same principle that this has been treated with the chili pepper oil and the concentrate. In fact, you can, if you want to treat your own seed, I'll throw in a plug for Flaming Squirrel. If it's a little package of a little bottle of the concentrate that we use to treat the stuff, you can buy it in packages. It's called Flaming Squirrel seed sauce. A cute little package with a squirrel looking like it's breathing fire. Now, this seed blend, if you like traditional mixes with a little bit of everything in it, that's for you. It's just like the hot meats, but it's a traditional mix.
Yeah, and this is a great, I just want to say really quickly again about this terrific tube feeder. It's great because it's so easy. The bottom just snaps right off, and you can clean it easier than any other feeder, and it's just easy to use and great. I have these. I love them. Do we have any more graphics of gift ideas? There we go. Bountiful Bowl feeder with this nutberry suet blend. So it's a beautiful combination. You could just put that right out for the birds. And Richard, tell us a little bit about what you get with this nutberry suet blend.
Oh boy, and nutberry suet blend is just I don't know. It's a very rich mix with some larger pieces of nice things in it. So it's I put it out as a treat, and there again I'll put it out in one of my bowls because it's the birds can get to it very easy. They pick up the stuff and leave. You can put it in a feeder, and it'll flow through a feeder okay. But it's a nice mixture with a lot of fruit, nuts, and things like that. And it's really, if you need to take a look at it and see what's in there, you'll see some really nice items in there. It's not just some little pellet of dried bird seed, but it's very nutritional. It's very good, and birds love the stuff.
Yeah. So that makes it great. Such a good idea to pair up a great seed with a feeder. That way, if you're not just giving a seed, but you're really helping somebody get started with being a birder. And anybody who already does feed the birds loves to get a feeder and the seed to go in it because it's just more fun to have a new feeder. But now we want to talk about how to get robins to your, so say mom absolutely, or your dad absolutely loves to see robins. Some people say robins don't easily come to feeders. You always see them out in the yard feeding, but case in point, this robin absolutely, this is in Richard Cole's yard, and this robin came to the feeder and seems to be quite captivated by our camera. It just keeps looking right into the camera. I love that. But this robin and the cardinal are enjoying Cole's safflower. Now, this type of seed is very hard, and so it does take a big beak to be able to really eat it. So you won't really attract bluebirds with that, but you will attract cardinals that absolutely love it, and robins. The other thing to know about a robin or a cardinal is they're a little bit big, so they do like a nice sturdy feeder with plenty of room, but this is a great feed. And what I love about it is that not all the birds love it. So I found that my crows and the starlings that can just eat you out of house and home don't really come and eat this. So I was actually very glad to serve this, get tons of cardinals, and not have to serve all those birds that can eat so very much. And we also want to talk about the Bountiful Bowl. Richard talked about it a little bit in a video. This is how it comes. It is beautifully packaged. It's easy to put together. It is easy to clean. And it's a great feeder to be able to see the birds, but you don't have to worry about your seed getting rained on or anything with the Bountiful Bowl. It's steady enough that birds feel comfortable coming to it, and you can see the cardinal. They'll eat they'll eat this as well as they'll eat your safflower, and they love the hot meats too, or they love the sunflower meat. So this is a beautiful feeder to really be able to see the birds. And as you can see, we'll keep this running. It attracts all types of birds. So it's little chunks of the suet, and it's easy to eat. So a variety of birds just absolutely love it. It's high energy. It is packed with calories and nutrition for the birds. It's a great thing to serve during the winter months when they really need extra calories, but it's a great thing to serve just all the time. And it's fun to me to watch these bigger birds as they come in and take off, to see the feeder moving back and forth. But anyway, it is a beautiful feeder, and it will give you a great view of the birds. And as you can see, you will get a wide variety of birds with that feeder. So next up, we're going to talk about, some people like to attract a certain type of bird. Many of us just like all types of birds, but some people really, really like bluebirds. Bluebirds are absolutely gorgeous, and we want to show you some of the things you could do to attract bluebirds. So bluebird, case in point, right here, and it looks like he's on a Bountiful Bowl feeder. But one of the things you can't go wrong with mealworms, these Cole's dried mealworms, is that the bluebirds absolutely love them. And we have a picture here where you can see that mom and dad love them, and all the babies love it too. So a perfect thing to serve. It's really high energy. They love to eat it. It is a great food for your bluebirds. And if you want to really attract the bluebirds and have them excited about mealtime, mix these two together. You just put them in a Bountiful Bowl. You can put them in the Mighty Mesh feeder. You can put them in all sorts of feeders. and you will attract bluebirds because they absolutely love this blended together. And there's something I think about the colors and everything together that really attract the bluebirds. They absolutely love it. And these suet kibbles though, if you just want to attract all types of birds, the suet kibbles by themselves are fantastic. You can put them in any type of feeder that you want, and the birds will love coming to your house. They absolutely love it. So goldfinches, all types of birds are going to love that. Now, another one that is my absolute favorite for any feeder where you want to get your birds close up, like I do. I have feeders out on my porch, my back porch, or my deck, and so we have feeders very close to the deck. Well, of course, the squirrels could get up and get into those feeders and everything very easily. You can't really have them anywhere that the squirrels couldn't get to them, but they don't with the hot meat. So this is sunflower meat, pure, easy to eat sunflower meat. The goldfinches, the bluebirds, any bird with a really small beak, it's so soft and so good for them. So it's pure sunflower meats. They don't have to pop that shell off like they do with regular sunflowers. So it's really easy to eat. They absolutely love it. This is infused with habanero, hot chili peppers, so the birds can taste this. They just taste the sunflower. So the squirrels taste the hot, and they don't like it. And I'm going to show you a few places. Oh, I do want to talk about one other thing. I want to talk about this Tubezilla feeder. I want you to see how big this is. Look at this compared to me. Look at the size of this feeder. It is enormous. So you don't have to feed it. You don't have to fill it all the time. Put any kind of seed in here. The birds will love it. These are nice and big, and it's just great. This right here, you pop it, you hit it, these two things, you just pop that right off. Easy, easy cleaning. This pops off for you to fill it. So this makes a fantastic gift for people who love to feed the birds. So you cannot go wrong with that. And it's not too late to get your gifts from Mom, even though Mother's Day is coming up soon. So you can go to Cole's Wild Bird. Just trying to show you on my computer. Cole's Wild Bird. You go to the main site. I'll show you from the beginning. So you go to this site, and then you look for the store locator. So we go there, and then you can see that you can go in, put your location, put, 50 miles, that kind of thing. You're going to be able to see a store near you, so you have plenty of time to go in and get your gifts. If you do need an online retailer, we suggest Kohl's One Stop Shop. It has everything you need, all the products, all the feeders. You can order these and have them come in. And by the way, critter munchies are another favorite for me. This time of year we have a lot of geese around, and they absolutely love it. So those two places will give you everything that you need as far as a gift for Mom this Sunday or a gift for Dad next month. So Father's Day and Mother's Day, we've got it all taken care of at Kohl's, and you will love it. Next up, we are going to talk about tips for taking better pictures with your smartphone. What happens is you're sitting outside, you're having your coffee, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh my gosh, there's a beautiful bird, let me snap a picture. But not so fast. A few little things you can do that will make your picture so much better. One, we get really a lot of pictures into our Kohl's contest, our Kohl's calendar contest, and just little things like making sure that your photo is horizontal and not vertical, making sure you've got a nice background, just a really pretty background, and making sure your feeder is clean. Just a wipe of the feeder, maybe you get that great picture, and then you just go down and real quick wipe of the feeder, just make it a little bit clean, because that's something that can just take away from the beauty of your photograph. And we want to show you this video from a true expert.
Before you do anything else, clean your lens. Just give it a wipe. Ideally with a lens cloth, but if you don't have one, just do it with your t-shirt. I wouldn't recommend doing that with your high-end expensive lenses, but phone lenses are generally pretty rugged. But I too often see those hazy, washed out phone photos because they've been taken through a lens with greasy fingerprints all over it. 2. Turn your screen brightness up and hold the phone with both hands. Treat it as much like a camera as you can. Be aware of where your lenses are located and keep your fingers out of the way, especially when using those wider focal lengths. I also recommend putting it in airplane mode to stop people calling you and interrupting you mid-shot. 3. Switch on and use the rule of thirds grid lines on your phone. And don't do it to use the rule of thirds, but because when you're not looking through a viewfinder but rather holding your phone screen out in front of you, it's very easy to misalign or to tilt your phone accidentally. Use those lines to get your horizontals and verticals nice and straight. So I'm not advocating that you should always be using the rule of thirds, but on the flip side, it's sometimes good to have a starting point to develop a composition from. It's kind of easier than starting with no guidance. It will just help you get into that mind space where you're analysing your frame from a compositional perspective. 4. Download Lightroom onto your phone and use it as your camera by tapping this little camera icon here. Put it into professional mode and it will give you loads more controls than your camera app on your phone. It will also allow you to shoot in RAW and stop that nasty automatic digital over-sharpening that so many phones like to bake into your images. The app is free to download and use. If you have a Creative Cloud subscription, you can sync your presets and your photo library, but you don't need a subscription to use it. Number 5. So while I just told you to download Lightroom onto your phone, that doesn't mean that you have to edit your photos on your phone. Of course, if you want to edit them on your phone, then please go ahead. But it's just that personally, I find the tiny screen and fiddly controls not really ideal. I prefer to concentrate on taking my shots at the time and then taking them home and editing them on my computer later. And if you're using Lightroom through a Creative Cloud subscription, those images will already be in your Lightroom catalogue when you boot up Lightroom on your computer. Although personally I like to use Lightroom Classic or Photoshop over Lightroom CC, post-processing the image is a fairly important part for me, so I prefer to have that little bit of extra control. But that's just how I shoot. There's no right or wrong way. Your style may suit editing as you go, whatever works for you, but I feel I can be a bit more objective about my images if I leave a time separation between taking them and editing them. Number 6, look for strong lighting contrast. Phone sensors are tiny, and so giving it something that's easy for it to deal with, like strong lighting, is a good way to get great shots. Try exposing for the highlights and pulling down the exposure when you take the shot. This can look good when there's very hard light, very defined shadows. It's extra important to get the image as close to your final vision as possible in camera, as there's generally not as much latitude for pushing phone images in post. Look for patterns and shapes cast by hard sunlight. Look for silhouettes. Look for strong colours. Try shooting into the light. Number 7. Now, this may seem obvious to a lot of people, but remember to shoot horizontally as well as vertically. Remember to shoot in landscape mode as well as portrait. Also, you don't need to stick to the aspect ratio that your phone takes photos natively in, whether that's 16:9 or 2:3. You can try and shoot maybe square or 10:8, that's a particular favourite of mine, because it can change the balance of your shot, and sometimes it can make a shot that doesn't really work together very well. Number 10. Take advantage of your phone's small size. You can flip your phone upside down and get your lens really close to surfaces and objects. You can shoot through small gaps where a bigger lens would struggle. Number 11. Try using filters that you already own. You just need to hold it over your phone lens. So you can use a polarizer to eliminate reflections or get deeper blues in the sky. A Pro Mist can help take away that digital look, especially with a phone. That's very useful. You could cut out some coloured gels, cut out a little square and stick it over your lens, and then use that as a black and white filter, maybe a red or a yellow. Number 12. Look for interesting things, interesting scenes. If you can't rely on your camera to make a nice image, you have to make the image something of interest. This could be something funny, it could be something weird, it could just be a scene where a particular colour has arisen as a theme or a juxtaposition between two elements. Use the photographic frame to alert people to those small, beautiful things that are too easily missed as we go about our busy lives. Finally, number 13, take your time. We're very conditioned to just sort of whip out our phones and take a quick snapshot. And if you're trying to capture that decisive moment and it's happening right now, then that may be the right approach. But if you're taking a portrait, or you're taking some architecture, or a landscape, or some detail shots, take your time to get it right.
Thank you, Jamie Windsor, for that video. Very informative. He does mention different dimensions, but I will tell you, for Cole's purposes and our calendar and bird photography for Cole's, we do like all pictures horizontal. 1920 by 1080 is the ideal dimensions for those particular pictures. But we also want to tell you about a recent experience with Richard Cole. We went over to Richard's house where he has all kinds of feeders. He had given us some advice about how to check your nesting boxes, your bluebird nesting boxes, or really any nesting box. So here's a look at that video. Richard advises that when you go to check a nesting box, you really want to hit it from behind because a bird may come flying out right in your face if you don't. So just tap it, not to scare the bird or anything, but if a bird was in there, it would have come out by now. So Richard just wants to test it or to look inside to see if there's anything in it because he regularly cleans his nesting boxes and of course prefers to do it in the early spring before anybody's nested in it. Here's a look. So, what did Richard find? Some babies in that nest, and they are absolutely adorable. Richard is used to handling birds. I would not advise people to do this. I would leave them alone, but he gets it out just for us to be able to see this beautiful baby bird. So what a treat for us to be able to show that, but definitely this is one to leave it alone. And then you put your nesting box back, make sure those, and then you keep an eye on it so that you can hopefully very soon see them fledge. And that is just a miracle. So now you know, whenever you approach your nesting boxes, you just tap them from behind lightly. So if there is a bird, they'll come out. And then you look if there's nothing in there and it looks like the nest is old. Of course, you want to get it out, clean it, and that way they don't get all kinds of insect infestations and you don't build up the nest so high that it can be danger and that something could come and get in the hole and get to those adorable baby birds. Thanks so much for watching. We want to wish you a very happy Mother's Day from Cole's.
Hello, this is Richard Cole. I want to thank each of you for watching, and I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to share it.